Quasi here, and in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can get into the absolute flow state when you're taking action and really understand the concept of effort and surrender. And once you understand this, you're going to see how to get to a point where you start taking smart action instead of taking hard action and working hard and wasting your efforts. Okay, this was absolutely key for me in my entrepreneurship journey, and I know this is going to be a big game changer for you as well. So make sure you stick around till the very end, where we will be discussing the 2 keys to help you make this a reality in your life. Before I begin this video, I wanted to quickly announce that I'm doing a free giveaway of my book, Life Mastery. If you want to enroll into a competition to win this book for completely free in the ebook format at the end of the week, just comment Life Mastery down below, and we'll be picking one lucky winner every single week. Also, I'm super excited to announce that the free one-to-one consult with me for the Reality Mastery program is open, and a few spots have opened up in my calendar. So make sure you wait till the end of the video for the announcement on that. And with that, let's get started with this video. So in this video, I want to talk to you about effort versus surrender. And really, this is a concept that once I started to understand it, I got to a point where I stopped taking massive action, and all of my actions were catered towards moving directly at the goal instead of moving in angles, right? And why this was key for me was because I saw that every single effort that I took back in the day and all of my productivity, half of it wasn't 100% efficient. Okay, and this is because I didn't understand the concept of effort and surrender. And I saw that I was in the paradigm of massive action, massive action, massive action. But why take massive action, work 12-hour days when you can easily accomplish that in 4, right? And no, this isn't a productivity hack, but rather a sort of mindset and manifestation hack for you to really get to a point where you no longer have to take massive action. You no longer have to grind, but rather you understand, how to do. Not what to do, but rather how to do in a way and who it is that's doing. Okay, I know this is getting very esoteric, but I want to explain to you that before I started in my entrepreneurship journey, I thought it was just, just take massive action. And I saw that it was just building up stress within me, okay? I was getting more and more attached to everything that was going on, and I was riding along that flow. And there was no conscious person taking this action, but it was becoming robotic and unconscious and habitual, okay? Contrary to popular belief, habit is the biggest devil, right? The more you get engulfed in habit, the less likely you are to break free. That's why companies like Nokia got wiped out, because and even IBM, right? It's because they were so ingrained in their old ways that they weren't able to experiment with chaos. Okay, they were in order. So you got to learn how to balance order and chaos, effort and surrender, which is what I'm going to talk to you about here. So to give you an example of this story, I had a client, Eunice, and before she joined the Reality Mastery program, she was going out there. She's a coach. She has her own coaching business. And she saw that she was going out there doing 12 hours of daily grinding, doing outreach, messaging people, direct messaging people, and trying to get clients. And the more she tried, the more she was pushing, the more frustrated she was getting because her efforts yielded no fruit. But we got her to a point when she understood this and understood really who it is that was doing, right? The version of herself that was doing. Once she got clear about that, she started taking less action. She started to get more relaxed, and she started to get more results by doing less. Okay, it's completely possible, which is exactly what I'm going to share with you today. So let's get into this. So what you got to know is there is what's known as effort, okay? And there's what's known as surrender. And they're 2 different poles of the same scale, okay? So in yoga, what Patanjali wrote in the Yoga Sutras. So Patanjali is a famous sage who wrote the Yoga Sutras, and because of him, what's known as Hatha Yoga is now a reality. Now, so many people are practitioners of Hatha Yoga. And essentially what Patanjali wrote in that book is that in order to get successful with any yogic practice and to actually take it to the ultimate, get enlightened, you must understand Vairagya and Abhyasa. Okay, Abhyasa means complete effort, 100% discipline, military sergeant, drill sergeant effort, right? And Vairagya is complete surrender. Only when you can balance effort with surrender, you'll reach the ultimate with it. And a lot of this is understanding your internal balance as well, right? So let's get into that. So effort is when you put in hard work. You grind. Surrender is when you're not doing shit, when you don't care about the outcome, okay? So when we take too much effort, the nature of life is such that we naturally start to get attached. So this scale actually leads to another scale, okay? So this second scale determines our nature. Okay, so when we put in too much effort, what happens is we get attached. Too much effort leads to attachment. This is just the nature of life. You start to get entangled in life. But it's not that it's too much effort, but rather the place that this effort is coming from. So you got to ask yourself, where is the source of this action? Because action is the last step that follows in the material realm. The intention is what comes first. The who that takes this action comes first. Okay, two people can do the exact same thing and get completely different results out of it. They don't do the same thing, but because of who they are, the action follows. Okay, this is why I do the Reality Mastery program. This is why the identity is the deepest level paradigm there is. This is why the becoming paradigm is also the most powerful way to influence any sort of transformational change in someone. But most people keep focusing on the actions and the strategies. It's ineffective if you don't have the right foundations in place. So you got to ask yourself, where is this action coming from? Is this fear-based action or desire-based action? So to give you an example, when me and Eunice, when Eunice was doing her grinding, her outreach, it was coming from a place of fear. I need to get a client. I need to do this. I need to do that. If not, I'm going to die. That's where my action was coming from. Fear is good. It's really good. It's good for survival. But once you want to get to thrival, right? You want to get past survival. You want to get past paying your bills. You actually want to enjoy more of life. You want to hit the higher levels. You want to get to the 100K months, 200K months. You want to grow a massive business. You got to be operating by desire. Right? You got to have a massive desire for that, a massive longingness, a willingness to achieve that. Without that, it'll never happen. So most people are taking fear-based action. This is why when they get results, they get complacent and they're never able to push. That's the first surefire way that you know you're operating from a fear-based mentality. You will only take action when things go to shit, to fix them. You're a fixer. You're not an ameliorator. Okay? So most people take action out of a fear-based mindset. That's why they're never able to hit the real peaks. Okay? And once you start taking action out of a desire-based mindset and you no longer care about survival, but then you elevate your standard of survival, right? You literally elevate your standard of survival and you look at thrival. Okay, you raise your own internal ceiling. That's when you start to take action out of desire. So a simple way to understand this is any action you're taking, are you doing this because you need to, or are you doing this because you want to? Need versus want. Okay, when you answer that simple question and it's more towards want than need, then you're in thrival. That's when this action is becoming desire-based. It doesn't matter if the result happens or not. It's independent of the result. Okay, when your actions become independent of the result, you've hit the sweet spot known as flow state. Okay, this is the absolute middle of effort and surrender. Anything that you do, it doesn't matter whether or not the result happens. This doingness is coming from within you. Within you, this has already become a reality. When you get to that state, that's when you've reached the optimal balance between effort and surrender. So when you have too much effort, you become attached to something. Okay, you need to get the results. When you have too much surrender on the other side of the coin, then you get what is known as detached. This is when you become lazy, you sit on a couch, you have no life energy, and you just eat a burger all day and you're like, I'm surrendered, cool, I'm chilling. But the sweet spot between these two and getting to flow, that leads to unattachment. Okay, this is key to understand. You want to get to flow and unattachment. And what unattachment, how it differs from detachment, is unattachment is a conscious choice for you not to get attached. You consciously choose to not get attached. You consciously say to yourself, it doesn't matter what the result happens. Anyway, this is leading to my growth. anyway, this is going to be an advantage. Unless and until that happens to you, you're never going to get to flow state. Okay, so this is the absolute sweet spot between effort and surrender. So now I want to share with you the 2 keys that's going to help you make this a reality in your life. Okay. So key number 1, you must learn how to find your own internal balance. Okay, this is key. So I can intellectually tell you that you got to find balance, you got to get effort and surrender, the sweet spot between them. But unless and until you start applying this in your life, you're never going to really find that. Right? This has to be an experiential reality for you. There's an intellectual dimension to it. There's an experiential dimension to it. This is why yoga doesn't really talk about gods or holy books or anything, but it's all about, okay, well, let's do this. Let's do this posture, see how you feel within. See what you can experience. Right? This is why I love yoga so much. It's not about any strict doctrines or any strict knowledge, and you don't have to be so stipulated in following some material, but rather you try it out and you see if it works for you. Okay? So this is what you got to do with this. Try this out. Find out your sweet spot of effort and surrender. Okay? And a tweak that's going to help you do that is key number 2. When you get really, really serious about something, right? You get too serious, you want to manipulate a certain result, you're seeing that you're getting too entangled, this is the time that you show yourself that it's just a game, right? When life gets too serious, it's time to show yourself that it's not too serious and to show yourself that it's a game. And how I used to do that was when in my coaching business, I used to get too attached to getting clients and bringing in more business, making more money. And I saw that the more effort I took, the more resistance I created. This is a prime time you know that you're hitting a wall, right? Whenever you're hitting a wall with all your efforts, that's when you know you gotta get to more surrender. You gotta balance that effort out and bring it to its center. Okay, so at that moment, what I would do is I would just say, fuck it to everything. I would just go to the park, sit down, and just really not try to think of anything. Just enjoy. I would just end the day and be like, okay, well, I'm hitting a barrier. So basically what you gotta know is when to rest and when to never to quit. So basically what most people think is, okay, well, this didn't work, it's time to quit. When you get tired, learn to rest, not to quit. Okay? And you got to understand that if you're doing something, you put in full effort. When you're resting, you rest fully. If you don't know fully how to rest, then you're never going to know fully how to work. And vice versa. If you don't know fully how to work, then you're never going to know fully how to rest. If you're always in the middle, you're always halfway there, then you're going to be doing everything halfway. You're going to be halfway quasi, right? I used to be halfway quasi. Don't be halfway quasi. So what you got to understand, I should put this as key number 3, is learn to rest fully and learn to work fully. Anything you do, do with full involvement, okay? If you're going into rest, you want to take a vacation, put your phone away. Don't take your phone with you to vacation. If you want to work, work fully. Put all the distractions aside, put the phone aside. And with that, I conclude this video. So just to recap the gist of this video, the key thing you need to understand is the difference between effort and surrender and why you must hit the level of flow in order to get to a state where results become inevitable, right? You just start getting results. You hit that sweet spot and anything you do translates and materializes. Okay, and the biggest problem with that is people either get too attached or too detached, right? They are never able to get selectively unattached. Okay, and understanding that your efforts, where do they come from? The place that they come from. Are they coming from a place of fear and a place of lack, or a place of abundance and a place of desire? Once you can shift to a place of abundance and desire, and you can shift from getting detached to unattached, then you can effectively attain flow state. Okay, I want to make a follow-up video about this, but for now, what you got to remember is also the 3 keys. The first key of which is also finding your own internal balance. Unless and until you can apply this stuff in your life, you're never going to understand. And a key way to apply this is to see that when you're putting in too much effort, right? you're putting in too much effort and you see that your efforts aren't leading anywhere, now is the time to show yourself that this isn't that serious. It's just a game. And finally, you got to understand that everything you're doing, do with full involvement. If you're resting, learn to rest fully. If you're playing, work is play to me. If you're working, then learn to work fully. And with that, I conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you like this content, make sure you leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of it and what you'd like to see as a follow-up. Also, I'm super excited to announce, as I mentioned before, the free one-to-one consult with me for the Reality Mastery program is open. So make sure you click on the link in the description below to sign up for that. And please, I encourage you to only sign up if you're serious about working together and actually getting to that newer level, heightened level in your life, okay? If you're looking to just have a conversation, this isn't for you. So you can just do that in the Facebook group. We also have a free Facebook group where you can join, ask questions there, and also connect with other like-minded people. But if you're serious about leveling up in your life and really using the most powerful paradigm of manifestation to do that, make sure you click on the link in the description below to sign up for your free consult. And hope I see you there. Until next time, peace.